Good morning, Jay with Great Scott Audio Productions and Bitten by Books Book Bites. This morning we're going to jump into the world of L.J. Smith's Vampire Diaries, which is a wonderful TV series. I myself sadly have not watched it, so you may flog me mercilessly in the comments. That would be fine. We're going to start page 1, chapter 1, meet Elena, and kind of get a glimpse into the beginnings of the Vampire Diaries series. And let's go, shall we? Dear Diary, something awful is going to happen today. I don't know why I wrote that. It's crazy. There's no reason for me to be upset and every reason for me to be happy, but here I am at 5:30 in the morning, awake and scared. I keep telling myself it's just that I'm all messed up from the time difference between France and here. But that doesn't explain why I feel so scared, so lost. The day before yesterday, while Aunt Judith and Margaret and I were driving back from the airport, I had such a strange feeling. When we turned onto our street, I suddenly thought, Mom and Dad are waiting for us at home. I'll bet they'll be on the front porch or in the living room looking out the window. They must have missed me so much. I know, that sounds totally crazy. But when I saw the house and the empty front porch, I still felt that way. I ran up the steps and I tried the door and knocked with the knocker. And when Aunt Judith unlocked the door, I burst inside and just stood in the hallway listening, expecting to hear Mom coming down the stairs or Dad calling from the den. Just then, Aunt Judith let a suitcase crash down on the floor behind me and sighed a huge sigh and said, "We're home." And Margaret laughed. And the most horrible feeling I've ever felt in my life came over me. I never felt so utterly and completely lost. Home. I'm home. Why does that sound like a lie? I was born here in Falls Church. I've always lived in this house. Always. This is my same old bedroom, with the scorch mark on my floorboards from where Caroline and I tried to sneak cigarettes in 5th grade and nearly choked ourselves. I can look out the window and see the big quince tree Matt and the guys climbed up to crash my birthday slumber party 2 years ago. This is my bed, my chair, my dresser. But right now everything looks strange to me, as if I don't belong here. It's me that's out of place. And the worst thing is that I feel that there's somewhere I do belong, but I just can't find it. I was too tired to go to orientation. Meredith picked up my schedule for me, but I didn't feel like talking to her on the phone. Aunt Judith told everyone who called that I had jet lag and was sleeping, but she watched me at dinner with a funny look on her face. I've got to see the crowd today, though. We're supposed to meet in the parking lot before school. Is that why I'm so scared? Am I frightened of them? Elena Gilbert stopped writing. She stared at the last line she had written, then shook her head, pen hovering over the small book with the blue velvet cover. Then, with a sudden gesture, she lifted her head and threw pen and book at the heavy big bay window, where they bounced off harmlessly and landed on the upholstered window seat. It was all so completely ridiculous. Since when had she, Elena Gilbert, been scared of meeting people? Since when had she been scared of anything? She stood up and angrily thrust her arms into a red silk kimono. She didn't even glance at the elaborate Victorian mirror above the cherrywood dresser. She knew what she'd see. Elena Gilbert, cool and blonde and slender, the fashion trendsetter, the high school senior, the girl every boy wanted and every girl wanted to be, who just now had an unaccustomed scowl on her face and a pinch to her mouth. A hot bath and some coffee and I'll calm down, she thought. The morning ritual of washing and dressing was soothing. She dawdled over it, sorting through her new outfits from Paris. She finally chose a pale rose top and white linen shorts combo that made her look like a raspberry sundae. Good enough to eat, she thought, and the mirror showed a girl with a secret smile. Her earlier fears had melted away, forgotten. "Elena, where are you? You're going to be late for school." The voice drifted faintly up from below. Elena ran the brush one more time through silky hair and pulled it back with a deep rose ribbon. Then she grabbed her backpack and went downstairs. In the kitchen, 4-year-old Margaret was eating cereal at the kitchen table, and Aunt Judith was burning something on the stove. Aunt Judith was the sort of woman who always looked vaguely flustered. She had a thin, mild face and light flyaway hair pushed back untidily. Elena landed a peck on her cheek. "Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I don't have time for breakfast." "But Elena, you can't just go off without eating. You need your protein." "I'll get a donut before school," said Elena briskly. She dropped a kiss on Margaret's tow head and turned to go. "But Elena, and I'll probably go home with Bonnie or Meredith after school, so don't wait on dinner. Bye." Elena was already at the front door. She closed it behind her, cutting off Aunt Judith's distant protests, and stepped out onto the front porch. And stopped. All the bad feelings of the morning rushed over her again. The anxiety, the fear, and the certainty that something terrible was about to happen. We're going to stop right there for now. Once again, L.J. Smith, Vampire Diaries. Read it, watch it. All of it's awesome. Next time around, we're going to go back to the worlds of Alan Dean Foster. However, this is going to be fantasy. This is the Spellsinger series that is very awesome. As you can tell by the tattered look of this, I've had it for quite a while. It's probably 30 years old or so. And so we'll go ahead and jump in the world of Jonathan Thomas Merriweather and Mudge the Otter and Clothahump the Wizard. See you guys next time. Thanks again.